it is my desire and my passion to make sure that every child of color here in our community gets an opportunity to know that they can live and have a better future. My name is Dr. Deshawnda Williams, CEO of On the Right Track with Dr. D. It was an honor to work with EMIR on this project here at the Belfield Recreational Center. We Live. The We Live project really helps to resonate for the young people in this community that they still can live in the midst of trial, tribulation, and turmoil. And so the idea was to bring the youth together to talk about the violence in their community and ways in which they can combat that violence and put in some strategies and interventions. And so it was just an honor to sit around the table, to hear the conversations, to talk about the everyday struggles and trials and tribulations that they face as young people and figure out how they can cope with the tragedies and the trauma that they face. And so we hope that this project will be something that can be more than just a pilot program, but could be a pioneer for other recreational centers throughout the city of Philadelphia. We hope that you enjoy what you see, and we hope and pray that we can continually see more of this throughout our city here in Philadelphia.
When I say live, when I say we, you say live. We live. When I say we, you say live.
I know personally, firsthand, the trauma of the effects of violence. I, as a pastor of my father's church, formerly pastor at New Inspirational Baptist Church, I personally funeralized at least 15 to 20 of my classmates, friends that I grew up with throughout my school years. I funeralized them, I preached their funerals. And so I've seen firsthand the trauma that it does to a community, what it does to a family of color, and what it does to our society. And so personally, this really means a lot to me to be part of a project called We Live, because we do live. We live, we can live, and we can strive amidst of all the trauma and the turmoil that our community face. And it gives me an opportunity to share my own personal experiences of how I was able to overcome and cope with the trauma that I experienced growing up, whether it was from my friend being killed, or someone that I heard about being killed, or even seeing someone being shot or killed in front of me. And now as a clinical social worker, as a pastor, as a social activist, it is my desire and my passion to make sure that every child of color here in our community gets an opportunity to know that they can live and have a better future.
That's not showing self-respect. And that's not showing self-control. All right, so again, I'm not going to talk y'all to death because we only got a little bit of time. All right, now what I do as a producer is I make beats. All right, I can show y'all how to make beats. My name's Todd Porter, also known as B1, president and founder of True Self Productions. Right now, I'm a part of the We Live program, and the program is basically impacting our young people who've gone through different situations, including trauma. The reason why I continue to do these type of programs is because me as a music producer and also as someone who works in mental health and behavioral health, I continue to give back and also use my talents in order to impact the students that we work with. They love music, so what I do is I add that element, also the element of sound and music production, to help them to create and also influence their own thinking by creating music and affirmations that are positive and impactful, which hopefully will also change behavior. start once it's we live, finish the sentence, right? And then.
My name is Reginald Hall. I'm from Town Watch Integrated Services out of the Managing Director's office. Basically, we came here to Belfield Recreation Center to try to help support the community surrounding the violence that's been going on in this particular area. I personally have a connection to this area because I grew up here for over 35 years. Me, myself, along with Dr. D and Shantae Love from EMIR, Every Murder Is Real, decided to come and try to engage the community surrounding trauma and the violence that's connected to the trauma.
See if I throw that light on, you see the lights filling the shadows, the lights out. Now we have shadows. So you see how important it is to have light? I will have a bigger light though. Three lights sometimes. One coming over here, one come from this way, then you want to have a backlight. So you got a key light. A key light is the main light. Then you got a fill light that may fill in a little bit of shadows. And then you may have a backlight. We haven't gotten to it now, but maybe later on we can, it'll be a little bit more structured and I can show you guys a lot more. All right, so who else wants to hear?
I like football and basketball. Pizza. I don't have favorite food.
How y'all feel about that camera being in front of y'all?
I feel like
Camera shot. Some people like getting in front of the camera.
yeah, that's light.
Now look, y'all can see this group right here? Mr. Todd about to come up and teach you about true self-principles. Then he got beats. Y'all want to hear some beats and drop some balls?
My name is Donnell Martin, and I am the facility supervisor here at Belfield Recreation Center. My city title is a Recreation Leader 3. So being here at Belfield, one of my goals is to make sure that I get the community involved in what's going on at the rec center. Lately, we've come across the We Live program or a project. My goal, and not only my goal, I believe that the goal of the Philadelphia Department of Parks and Recreation is always to make sure that our folks, community, youth, seniors, adults are in a clean, safe, and a productive environment. So with that happening, I think that a lot of this violence kind of holds folks in a place where as though that they feel as though that they can't move forward. But I think that our goal as the recreation department and as rec leaders is making sure that we move those barriers out the way so that folks can come in, so that folks can feel as though that they are in a safe environment, because at the end of the day, it is the rec center that is that safe haven, that hub, that place where you go to when you know nowhere else is safe, you know that that recreation center is safe, and it's a place where I can go to and not be bullied, not be threatened, be involved in programs, whether they're sports, cultural, or what have you. But I think that the rec centers are the place where you would go to be involved in a safe haven. I just think that with all the violence that's out there, a lot of the youth are becoming stuck and they're not knowing which way to go. So I think that getting involved in this We Live project is something that is complete positivity. And I think that it will go a long way. So then what we do here at Belfield, I'm also hoping that it kind of rolls over into some of the other rec centers so that it's more throughout the city, not just in one local area, so that that's what you hear all day. We live, we live, we live. Because at the end of the day, it's what we want to do is we want to live.
That don't be sliding off. Reed, that used to do that.
I need y'all to let me see. Thank you, BJ. Listen, when I say we say live. We live. We live. When I say we say live. Live. I want y'all to say thank you to Miss Shantae. Thank you to Shantae.
Thank you, Miss Shantae.
Bro,
My name is Shantae Love. I'm one of the founders and program director of EMIR Healing Center, which stands for Every Murder is Real. It was developed behind the homicide of my brother on March 26, 1997. And what we do is we serve families and communities that's been impacted by homicide and violent crime, offering them alternative healing and wellness so that they can move forward. We are trauma informed and we have a holistic approach. The great thing that also came out of it was the We Live Project. Some young people several years ago were saying, listen, no one listens to us. We have a voice, and the object is that we live. And so the We Live Project gave young people an opportunity to express themselves about how their life is. They've all lost someone or experienced violence, and the great part is that they get to be free. They get to be free. They get to express verbally. They get to express through video, through art, through communication, through sports, through activities. And the We Live Project is set up for them to really become peace ambassadors. They get to heal and become the expression for young folks. The great thing about this particular We Live project is that it was placed at a rec center where there was a shooting at the pool. And the purpose was that a rec center, which is everyone's refuge and where they go to have fun, to engage, was also harmed. And we're kind of taking it back. We're reclaiming it, giving it a space of healing. And I think that when the idea was to go there, it was like a great thing. And I think that it'll spread. We'll be at other rec centers, being the We Live project, showing people how to heal and engage in the community.